could the Houston Texans go? Now, you have to start with the general manager, because not only did you fire the head coach, but you also fired the general manager. And so are you going to hire a head coach first? Are you going to hire a general manager and then they're going to hire a head coach? There's lots of candidates that are out there. Obviously, a common name is Nick Caserio. The Houston Texans have a Patriots-type influence with Jack Easterby there. So do they go out and get Nick Caserio? Is he willing to come now that he is the sole head of the football, the team? He's not there with Bill O'Brien. He's going to be there. He's going to be able to pick his head coach. Another name that was mentioned by Lance Zierlein of NFL Media, who lives in the Houston area, is Kansas City Chiefs Assistant Director of Player Personnel, Ryan Poles. You know that the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl, having that success with Andy Reid, people are always gonna look to pluck guys from that organization, and Poles is a guy that has some ties to the Houston Texans. So is he an option? But what about Rick Smith? He had success with the Texans before he stepped down to spend time, take care of his wife and her cancer diagnosis. Could he come back? He had a good relationship with the McNair family, with the ownership. So would they welcome him back? Would he be willing to come back? I think those are three names. Don't rule out John Dorsey, another former Kansas City guy who kind of helped build up the Browns before they made the horrible hire of Freddie Kitchens. Don't rule out that name. Now, let's look at the head coaches, the head coaching possibilities. I think a lot of it depends, once again, on that general manager situation. If they hire a general manager first, where are those ties? Is it Nick Caserio? Could they go to the Patriots model? Is it a Ryan Poles? Do they go with the Chiefs? I think the two biggest names to watch here are Josh McDaniels and Eric Bieniemy. Josh McDaniels is one of the premier offensive coordinators, offensive minds in the NFL. But he had not had success when he was with the Denver Broncos, and he famously flaked out on the Indianapolis Colts at the last minute. So would are their teams still willing to go after him? One thing to note here, though, is Josh McDaniels has a close tie with Easterby, and there was reports that when McDaniels was going to go to Indianapolis, Easterby was one guy that he was going to bring with him. So if Easterby has a strong influence into this head coaching job, would Josh McDaniels be that? I mentioned Eric Bieniemy. He has to be at the top of this list. He has to, in my opinion, he is one of the top the coaches in this cycle. I think the Falcons would be perfect for him. I think the Texans any job is perfect for him. He's proven with the Kansas City Chiefs that he is ready for this job, and it's only a matter of time. The Texans need to hire an offensive-minded guy. Bieniemy's been with Andy Reid. He's learned under them. He's worked with Patrick Mahomes, and in an offense, you can see the play designs that he's helped develop. He would be great to work with Deshaun Watson. And especially, if they go out and get Ryan Poles as the general manager from Kansas City, Eric Bieniemy, boom, right there. Now, a couple other candidates. I think two other popular head coaching candidates this offseason are going to be Brian Dabal, who is the offensive coordinator with the Buffalo Bills, and Greg Roman, who is the offensive coordinator with the Baltimore Ravens. Both of these coaches have had success developing and bringing along young, athletic quarterbacks. Brian Dabal with the Buffalo Bills, he's doing wonders with Josh Allen. Josh Allen was a guy that came out of the NFL draft with lots of questions about his accuracy and can he play quarterback at the NFL level. And I think he's showing that he has those skills to do that, and you have to credit Brian Dabal for building this offense. I mean, look at what they've done this offseason. Josh Allen's known as the deep ball, huge cannon of an arm. They've shortened his throws. He's throwing a lot of quick throws. He's throwing, his amount of deep shots has gone down. His accuracy is sky high, and the Buffalo Bills are undefeated, and Josh Allen looks like a legit MVP candidate. And then we get into Greg Roman. We know what he's doing with Lamar Jackson. They've built that offense around Lamar Jackson and his skill set. Yes, he still needs to develop as a passer, but look what they've done to magnify his skills. And then we forget Greg Roman, not too long ago, was a head coaching candidate, almost got the Jacksonville Jaguars job for what he was doing with Colin Kaepernick. Now, I think Deshaun Watson is a significantly better thrower than both Lamar Jackson and Colin Kaepernick, and you're not going to build this run-oriented, quarterback run-heavy offense with Deshaun Watson, but Greg Roman has shown that he can work around quarterback skill sets, and getting the chance to work with Deshaun Watson for both, Dabal and Roman, he's shown that he can work with these athletic quarterbacks, and I can't wait to see what they can do as, because Deshaun Watson is a much better thrower than Josh Allen. He's a much better thrower than Lamar Jackson. All right, one wild card candidate I think we can't completely dismiss, and that is Clemson head coach Dabo Sweeney. NFL teams, I'm sure, have expressed some interest in Dabo Sweeney. I'm sure he's turned him down because he's still the head coach at Clemson. Would he leave Clemson for a head coaching job in the NFL? He's got it made at Clemson. He's built them into a power. The ACC isn't great. He can, basically go on and you win your conference every year. You're in the college football playoff. You're contending. They're recruiting at an insane level. Everybody wants to come play. He's got Trevor Lawrence. He's got a guy coming up that's a freshman from California that's a complete stud. Would he leave? Well, maybe he'd leave because he wants to go back and work with Deshaun Watson, who helped him win his first national championship. He's got ties to Nick Easterby. They've got connections. Easterby's a former pastor. Dabo Sweeney's a guy who religion and his faith is extremely important to him. Do they have that connection? Could Easterby be the guy that lures him to the NFL? No, I don't think so. But I don't think it's something that we can completely throw out. If I had my guess, I think it's going to be Eric Bieniemy or one of the two coordinators with the Bills, or the Ravens, Dabal with the Bills, or Greg Roman with the Texans. I think all three of them would be fantastic. I think if I was the Houston Texans, I think Eric Bieniemy would be my first choice. But I think they're going to have a lot of, they might have a lot of competition. And so maybe firing Bill O'Brien early now can get them in the front runner to go out and court Eric Bieniemy, because they don't have to do it behind the scenes because they already have a head coach. They can just be out there and say, hey, we want you. The job's yours. Look at the quarterback we have. This is going to be a desirable job because they have a quarterback. In the NFL, to be successful, you have to have a quarterback, and not like, oh, hey, we have the number one pick. We're going to get this guy that's coming up that's supposed to be good. You have a guy that's been proven in Deshaun Watson that he is one of the young, potentially elite quarterbacks in the NFL. So they're going to have their pick. They just got to make sure they make the right pick and give that person, whoever it may be, the chance to shine.